So I told you I don't like to just show the good in these videos. I like to point out that it can suck because it does suck. But the result of that is that when you get these good days, they're even better. It's like anything in life. When things suck a little more, the things that are great are even greater. I've got this entire cave to myself. Camped a little bit behind VanHook Falls and just enjoying a little breakfast. Sitting behind VanHook Falls. Got it all to myself. This big giant area. Just eating my breakfast. Gonna get going here on day 10. Think I am gonna go stay somewhere tomorrow. So just before 200 miles. Less than a week left. It's a beautiful morning. Gonna have some breakfast and get hiking. Day 9 on the Sheltowee Trail in Kentucky. Walked across the dam just now. The morning was nice. Of course, had the waterfall breakfast and walked across that dam. It's been raining all morning. I did get my stuff put up dry before it started raining, so that's good. But it is supposed to rain into the night tonight, so more of the same. Wet feet, wet trail. Not a lot of updates from yesterday. The trail was poorly marked yesterday. A lot of people have said that you lose it and it's poorly marked. Yesterday was the first day that was actually dramatic for me. Or I shouldn't say dramatic, but the first time it happened in a way that I could not find the trail at all. It took me about 45 minutes to figure out where the trail was. And it was because a lot of blowdowns and dirt bikes riding through there that have tore up the trail. There were several reasons, but they have tried to re-blaze it with the plastic turtles, but gut hook was off, or the far out app was off, and where they have rerouted it and kind of try to remark it made no sense. So a lot of bushwhacking yesterday. Ended up on the side of a mountain, eventually found it. But it was about 3 times where I got lost yesterday. One of the times I don't actually think the trail is the trail anymore. I think it's supposed to be the road, but there's blazes there. So I followed it and went through like chest high grass. Some stuff's not maintained. And I'm just gonna cache that to being the time of year I'm out here. It's just dead. There was a lot of people at the campground back there, the Holly Lake Marina and Campground, I think it's called. And there were a lot of campers and stuff back there. That surprised me, but it's pouring and raining, so no one was outside. There's a beach next to the dam. It seemed like a pretty campground. It was like $38 though. It was something crazy high to camp there. Like, not worth $38. If you have a camper there, probably, but for a tent campsite, you can literally take a tent and camp for free around the waterfall. I'm not sure why you would pay for a campsite. Of course, some people just want the bear box. And that's one other thing I was actually thinking about. There's like no protection on the trash cans, so I don't know how bad the bears are. I've been hanging because it's regulations. I'm not trying to cause any problems while I'm out here, but the campgrounds do have bear boxes. None of the other state park areas have lids on the trash cans, and the trash cans are overflowing. And then again, that might be a time of year they're just not emptying them, not getting to them. Summer's over, kind of dead season, but it doesn't appear that the bears are getting in the trash. Now, I don't think that it's good that they're not using bear-proof trash cans all over the place. Could be a money thing. I don't know. It was just an observation for me. So I know a lot of people don't hang on this trail. Like I said, I am. I think you should, because it's a state forest and you're supposed to. So I've only seen bear tracks once. I've not seen any other signs of bears other than that. So that's the update. I am going to stay somewhere tomorrow. I got tired of being soaked. I'm going to give my feet a rest. This will be a pretty big day. I'll still be on track to finish in 2 weeks. which went down from 3 weeks, but yeah, mileage has just been keeping up. That's about it for today. Gonna go hike through the storm. It's supposed to be dry for I think about 3 or 4 hours today. And like I said, it's supposed to rain again tonight, so. This is the Laurel River Dam, if I'm not mistaken. If you look on this side, you can see the gorge down there. It's very pretty, but you can see what it would look like on that side had they not flooded it. Pretty view, pretty lake, pretty area. Cumberland River. I gotta be honest, I don't know what this plant is, but it's covering the whole area and it's pretty. Probably invasive, which makes it less pretty, but cool little area near Cumberland Falls State Park. I think it's about 8 miles from the falls. Cumberland River. I woke up and ate breakfast at VanHook Falls on day 9 on the Sheltowee. I'm gonna eat dinner next to Cumberland Falls. The second time I've seen this waterfall, first time I've walked here. I have the whole area to myself again. It's been a really long, trying day. Way more trying than I thought. I thought it was gonna be very easy. It's been one of the more interesting days, which I guess I'll recap. But for now, I'm gonna enjoy this waterfall, find me a nice place to camp, hit town tomorrow. Today is day 10 on the Sheltowee Trace Trail. Walking through a nice little pine forest section here. This is a smaller section. Had a little bit of road walking this morning, just a couple of miles. It's not been too bad today. It finally cooled off. Yesterday it rained all day, go figure. That's all it's really done for me since I've been out here, but the issue yesterday was the temp didn't drop. I think it was hotter yesterday than it was the day before with rain all day. So it was like upper 80s was the temp. Feels like was probably, I mean, it had to be well into the 90s just because it was like 80% plus humidity. It rained all day. My feet got wet. It was storming when I got started, more or less. So By the time I got to a little bit of cell phone service, I was just like, I'm staying somewhere. I'm going into Whitley to stay somewhere. So I did. So I booked a room. Turned out to be probably the best decision I made all day, because while it's nice out today, I do need to charge my devices. I'm pretty much out of battery. Didn't quite make it, but the bigger thing is my feet. The rain has just wreaked absolute havoc on my feet. I haven't had dry socks at all and got a lot of blisters. So yesterday was nice though, because I started out the morning having breakfast at VanHook Falls, which was really great. And then I got to have dinner at Cumberland Falls, and I had the falls all to myself. So it did feel good at the end of the day when I finally got done and came over the hill to watch to see the boating area, because I remembered it from the first time I was at Cumberland Falls. So that was pretty cool. So I've been there twice. Walked there this time, obviously. And after such a rough day, it was nice to see that. There were a few blazing issues yesterday. It's been like an ongoing theme. And I've realized that when I first found out about this trail, it was because I was in state parks, and they make a big deal about the blazing. When you walk through the state parks, it's wonderfully blazed, and they blaze like these cool rock structures to walk through. And what I've come to realize is they put them in like places that a lot of times it seems like they put them in places they want you to go through. So whoever's blazing around these state parks, I guess volunteers, and I'm not complaining, I'm just telling you what I'm observing. It looks like they're like, oh, we don't want them to miss this rock structure, so they put it there. But then when you really get lost on the trail, there's nothing cool around there. It's like no one wanted to hike out to the kind of less maintained spot to blaze the trail where you actually need it to be blazed. So it seems a bit not purposely deceptive, but kind of deceptive on a front that when I found out about this trail, I was like, man, that'd be so easy. Like, it's blazed well. It's not really blazed well. It's blazed well through the prettiest parts, like the state parks. Coming along Cumberland, the Cumberland Falls State Park, if you're coming south, you walk around the river all the way to the falls. And I kind of thought, well, it'll be blazed well, it'll be well maintained because it's a state park. It wasn't. There was like 10 to 15 blowdowns to like a 10-mile section. And one mistake was mine, which was looking at the elevation profile on the far out VanHook app. And it's just, I mean, it's very slightly jagged when you look at it, which is generally pretty easy coasting. It was not easy coasting. The app was off for one, so there's more mileage through that section than the app shows because you get well off the line. I kind of feel like I've been a guinea pig for far out on this because it is a new map. So I know they're getting the kinks worked out, but it's been amazingly inaccurate. And sometimes the blazes have helped me. And to their credit, there's been times where the app's been way off and the blazes have helped me. So there's kind of two sides to that. They make a good combination, but neither of them are reliable, to be honest. And it's a young trail. Hopefully those things get figured out. The kinks get ironed out with the blazing, the losing the trail, and the app. But yeah, like I said, I figured that 10 miles would be super easy. It's probably 10 to 15 miles, but nonetheless, it was more mileage than I thought. Reading the comments, other people got lost worse than I did because they were talking about bushwhacking where they shouldn't have been bushwhacking, but people just have got lost on the trail. And this is just like a year or two of use. It's on the app. So that was my experience yesterday. The ironic thing is you come over the falls onto what would seem to be a less used section, but it was actually much prettier and much more maintained. It's kind of, you got the park on this side that you hit first if you're Sobo, and you got the kind of trail on this side which you would hit first if you're Nobo. It's a lot prettier section along the other side up above the falls on the Cumberland River. So that was my experience. Just my observations. Like I said, not complaining. I had 2 waterfalls all to myself yesterday. So other than the rain and the blistered feet and just the heat, I had to stop a lot yesterday just because I was swimming. It was so hot. Today it's like in the 70s. So it cooled off quite a bit from the rain. Going into town today, and then I'm in the final stretch. So it's like the last 100 miles. I think I've got Yahoo Falls, which I'm pretty sure I can walk to as soon as I get out of town. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna take a town day, rest my feet, charge my things, go to Kroger. There's a Kroger right there by the Fairbridge Hotel. That's where I'm staying. And finish the trail off. It's kind of weird that it's already here. Pretty much all my trip's been rain, so I'm hoping the forecast is right, because it's supposed to be like upper 70s, low 80s, and pretty enjoyable. I could do without the heat and humidity, but probably gonna still be warm. Maybe if I can just not get rained on, it'll be a little better. This is box turtle number 7 that I have seen on the trail. Not gonna come back out, not gonna harass them. 7 box turtles. It is day 11 on the Sheltowee trace. I am next to some body of water. I honestly don't know if that's, might still be the Cumberland River, or maybe it's just the creek. I honestly don't know. I'm within a couple miles of Yahoo Falls. Left town this morning, got out not super early, but trying to hit a nice medium between enjoying laying in the bed and wanting to get back out on trail, because I'm shooting for ending Saturday, I do believe. It might be Sunday though. My plan's Sunday with the hopes of ending it Saturday. I think I can pull that off. It was like 94 miles till the end from Flat Rock Church. It's a pretty long road walk. The comments said the road walk isn't that bad. I think most people actually got shuttles and stuff. During the busy season, you can get shuttles from like the Fairbridge. There's a lot more trail angels, a lot more hikers. Of course, right now it's dead season kind of a little bit, so there wasn't anyone there. It's like 4.5 miles from the church into town, into the Fairbridge. Some guy stopped me within like, I don't know, I was almost to the hotel, and he asked me if I need a ride. It's real nice. He turned around and everything was going the opposite way to pick me up. I was basically at the hotel, so it's like, no thanks. Now this morning, I did get picked up right as I was coming out, so that was nice. I was not looking forward to a 4.5 mile road walk with my food and everything back to the trail. So shout out to those two guys. They were on their way to work and let me hop in their car. The Fairbridge Inn was okay, I guess. If you're a hiker, just need a place to stay. I got there and his computer was down, so he couldn't like log me in. So I just had to show him my receipt. The Wi-Fi was down. There was no sort of TV or anything. So if you look for any type of entertainment or need to post videos, you might want to make sure their Wi-Fi is working. It was a place to sleep. The guy there was super nice. I think it's one guy running the hotel. He was really nice to me. But as far as dropping it's like $80. Probably worth it for a hiker who needs a place to sleep and get food, because it's right across from Kroger. It's around a bunch of restaurants, but if I was like traveling or on vacation in the area and stayed there, wasn't worth $80. Honestly, if he would do like $50 or $60 cash, for hikers maybe as this trail grows. That's what a lot of places that are dated and simple like that do. There's barely any cell service there too. Like, I guess get on the upper floor. Anyway, all that to say, probably 50 or 60 bucks cash for a place like that was reasonable. 80 bucks probably too high. But the important part is I got to dry my feet out, and I really needed it. They were starting to crack where they were just wet all day, and it was taking its toll on basically the skin splitting. I know it's kind of gross. I thought about taking a picture of them. I was like, no one wants to see that. They're pretty blistered up though. I've actually I had a few bad blisters in the desert from the sand, and I tried real thin socks in the desert on the PCT. I've got my normal thick socks out here. Some of it could be my insoles, but it's mainly just been the wetness. But I have 2 pairs of dry socks. I have sort of clean clothes that I cleaned in the bathtub, so better than nothing. But it's only for like 4 days. I've got about 86 miles from here, and that's it. But yeah, it's been pretty nice trail so far. It's actually well marked through here. I probably just jinxed it, and there's not gonna be a marking for the next 10 miles, but that's all right. It's nice though. The Kentucky woods are pretty through this area. A little bit warm. It's like 78, but it's humid, so it's not as bad as it has been though. And it's dry, so I am absolutely not complaining. As soon as I got back to the church, there was another dog on the trail. I don't know what's with the dogs on this trail. It's been kind of incredible. This area, or this entire trail, from Heidelberg on, I've seen at least 1 or 2 leashed dogs every single day. Most days it's been packs or several. Haven't really had many aggressive since Heidelberg, just a handful, but it's just dogs running around everywhere. It is the most baffling thing I've ever seen. I mean, there's certain parts of Tennessee where it's sort of like that, but maybe it's just a Kentucky thing. Maybe they just buy dogs and let them roam around, but it's a little bit mind-blowing. So that's about it. I'm gonna try to get wherever I get. Like I said, I'm gonna try to end Saturday. I'm not killing myself, but it's looking pretty doable at this point with the dry feet. Feeling a little better. Temps are supposed to be okay, so the weather holds up. Everything goes all right. Do have a few places I want to stop, so it's gonna cost me some extra time, but I walked all the way here, so I'm gonna stop to see things. I'm gonna get back here to hiking, finish off the day. Only got a couple updates and I'll be done. I'll go take a hike.